Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host for today's broadcast, Insane Lyric 13. I'm joined once again by PZ French Fry Man. And PZ, is it just me, or am I having a strong feeling of deja vu? You and I in the booth together here at the Red Bull Ring.
Oh, this is not a deja vu, this is a complete repeat. Yes, everyone, we're doing double duty. We've just come out of the X3 race, and now X2.
So, a little bit smaller field today, only 17 cars for the X2 event compared to the X3 event earlier, which had 19 cars. That means that 2 drivers will not advance out of Q1. Ooh, I just screwed everything up there. 1 second. Alright. Word is that we are anticipating all dry qualifying and all dry race, so this could be interesting in that way. Excuse me. Some drivers going ahead pulling double duty. One of them, I do want to point out, XRL Dragon, who crashed out earlier today in the X3 race, now trying to run in the X2 event today. He is using this as a chance to try and get used to running with no assists. Did not make it to the end, and that's something else I do want to say. This track, very, very difficult. Peasy, for those of you who weren't watching earlier today, you nailed it on the head in the X3 broadcast. Very, very difficult track to get power down at, and it's a very, very interesting circuit because there's so many straightaways here.
Yes, the biggest point about the Red Bull Ring at Spielberg, nestled in the Styrian Mountains in Austria. The thing about this track is, it's a lot of back-to-back straightaways that are all cut by, with hard braking zones, and the elevation change. The elevation changes around the track do not help drivers when reaccelerating, especially at turn 3, where at turn 3 you enter the corner at the end of a really heavy braking zone. The thing is, you have to be really precise because of the elevation changes. If you crank the wheel too hard on the right, with all the weight of the car in the front, you will end up with the rear going forward. The rear going in front of you. But we also saw during the race that turn 9 can be the Achilles heel of the field, as we've seen what, 4 cars retired? 4 cars retiring
between qualifying and the race, 4 different guys crashed out there, yeah.
With one accident that really reminded me of the Antoine Hubert incident at Spa 2019 in F2.
I don't know if it was that extreme, mate.
No, not that extreme, but the angle of impact of, I believe that was CK's Dark Rider going in XRL Dragon.
Yeah.
But the angle of impact was around the same, which was a little bit disturbing when I reflected back on it.
So right off the bat, about half the field is going out, and most of the drivers, unsurprisingly, are trying to do it on soft tire compounds. 2 drivers are trying to set their laps in the mediums, though. That would be Veloce and Mr. Neon. They both feel very confident with their ability, and they're wanting to have more soft tires available for them in Q2 and Q3. Ozda sets the fastest lap thus far in the session with a 104.628.
So with X2, I'm expecting during this qualifying session, I'm expecting to see faster laps than in X3. New fastest lap by RTM English at 104.578. I believe we saw a 104.1 in X3.
Yep, 104.1 in X3, and in X2 was only a 104.2, and that's not low, that's Venom, had a spin in an instant, and he's been disqualified. The incident, he came to a stop on pit lane exit, and he has now been disqualified.
Well,
that didn't take long.
Well, that's a shame, because that was not on purpose. It was just a spin.
And now that means that's up to low by himself to try and
again the fastest lap at 104.329.
And coming into the party right now is PPR Venom. Venom, go ahead and include your audio. Spin out turn 1 and disqualification. What happened?
This game is so garbage, bro. I mean, I spun out turn 1, hitting the curbs too hard on the inside, it spun me out, and then I'm sitting in the pit lane. I'm thinking I'm gonna go forward a little bit here to get some momentum, and then whip it around onto the racing line since nobody's coming. And as I go to drive forward, the game disqualifies me because I'm blocking the pit lane, even though I thought it was ghosted. So.
Well, you're gonna be starting dead last. Do you think you can make your way up through the field today?
Hopefully. I feel like I have good pace, and for the strategy I'm gonna be running, hopefully I'll make a position during the race, but we'll see.
Alright, well, shame to see you knocked out like this, but thanks for being willing to jump in and speak with us. Hopefully you don't have to speak to you again today unless it's after the race is over.
Hopefully.
Alright, so Basic 2 in the McLaren is now beginning his lap. His teammate Harry 5902 is still in pit lane. Basic not having a great run great run through the first corner, went really wide there. Somehow it's kept it legal, but it definitely killed his time quite a bit.
I also saw Fletch overshoot his braking distances in turn 3, so that will be felt into his lap time.
Veloce is also just invalidated the lap he's in the middle of with the medium tires, but he's going to try and go again. So we're going to go silent. I'm right on board. Veloce, who won the X3 race earlier today, what can he do here in Q1 for X2? And he invalidates in the final corner, Veloce does. And that, coupled with the fact that he's low on fuel, means he's going to have to come into the pits. This is not looking good for him whatsoever. And it would have been a respectable lap as well on the medium tires.
With his lap at 104.6, he would have been third.
Right now, Basic 2 in the McLaren is the only man who has set times on the mediums thus far. And he is set at 128.6 after he had a spin at the start of Sector 3, so he's trying to go a little bit faster this time, and I imagine he's still out on circuit.
Mr. Neon leading Red Bull 104.638.
And now Davis John jumps up to 4th with a 104.799. Here comes Chubby Spark across the line. 4 laps on the set of tires, so he is going for a emulation of a fuel and tire run rather than outright pace. Gotta talk with Chubby before his race started. He was very blunt with me. He said, look, I don't have confidence in this race. He's dealing with headset issues. He also says this is one of his worst tracks. He feels like he's going to be extremely slow here. So I would not be surprised if we don't see our points leader make it into the final round of qualifying today. So 10 of our 16 drivers have set times thus far. We finally see Veloce coming into the pit lane. So the next driver who is in position to set a lap looks like it will be XRL Torpedo, but he's still on an out lap. So right now,
It's Basic,
105, you're good. Oh yeah, good point. Well, yeah, Basic is up by almost a tenth at the end of Sector 2. He just needs to keep it together.
I mean, he spun at the beginning of Sector 3, so the big improvement we'll see will be there.
Oh, big
catching the slide of the back of the car, and that's a 104.554. That's enough for second spot.
On the mediums.
And on the mediums as well.
Even on fresh? Oh. Huh. So, Lil Birdie just decided to tell us, thanks to their deal with Walmart, that apparently medium tires on a flying lap are just as fast, if not faster, than softs when they're both really fresh. So there's a possibility, if that holds true in the race, that some drivers might go out of their way to stay off the soft tires as much as they can. It would be a very interesting circumstance, but, you know, we saw in the X3 race, PZ, 2 drivers near the front of the grid pitted on lap 3 from a yellow flag, immediately got off the soft tire compound, so we might see a repeat of that strategy today.
Might be the case, because we're not seeing a lot of disparities in lap time, whether you look at people running on soft tires and mediums. So this might as well be a better call to do a... Maybe start your race on a soft compound and ending it on medium. Because we've seen that the hard compound is not suitable for this track. Especially with XR Augusti really fighting against his car in X3.
Yeah, lost out on what could have been potential good points today just because the tires were not there. But I will say also, though, there's a bit of a difference. In the X3 race, it was very cloudy the entire time. Rain never factored in, obviously, but it was very cloudy the entire time. The track's natural temperature never got very high. It's sunny right now. You might be able to squeeze a little bit more out of the hards, but I agree with you. I would not want to go ahead and try and push anything with the hards based off of what we saw in X3.
Well, it looks like your top 3 for Q1 are confident enough and decided to retire from the session.
And we still only have 11 drivers who have set times thus far. Next man who should be able to do so will be Harry 5902, and he's still in Sector 2 at the moment. So it's taking a lot longer to get laps in this session than what we're used to.
I mean, I've seen a lot of people having to abort laps because of because they invalidated their lap, either the apex of 10 or the exit of 10, which means it also invalidates the next flying lap. As Harry crosses the line at 1:04.764, that's enough for the 6th spot.
Franz gets 5th, 104.722, and now that will be his teammate Zola coming across the line next, but he's invalidated that lap, so he has to go again. And Veloce back in pit lane. He came out and then came right back in, so it's not looking very good for Veloce right now.
Next man across the line will be XRL Low, which is fast enough, I believe, for top 10. Second row.
How about fast enough for 3rd?
1:04.555. Okay.
And only 1,000th off of what Basic 2 set his McLaren. So the focus now goes to Pelli, Zola, and Veloce. Venom being disqualified means there's only going to be one more person who will not advance to the next round. Oh, and Low's crashed out! That's it! It's Low! Low has crashed out after setting the 3rd fastest time! Well, didn't see that coming.
Well, especially where he spun.
Yeah, that's a long way down the main straightaway. It's not right there on the exit. It's about a 1/3 of the way down. But that car totally lost it. Yeah.
He spun at the entry of T2. So I'm right.
Also, because Low had set such a fast time, there is a possibility that we might see 3 drivers not advance.
Has Fletch retired in the pit lane? I believe he did.
Yes, he has.
So XRL Pelli across the line. 1:04.479. Second, front row.
Medium tires again. So what Ozza said earlier might be holding true, that the medium tires might be the better tire to run on. So 15 drivers have set times. For Veloce, he is the last person who has not yet set a time. He needs to somehow jump Zola's of 105.734, because if he can beat Zola, he'll push Zola below XRL Low at the moment. Because Low's time is just so bloody fast, it really kind of throws a monkey wrench into making it in.
The next man crossman will be Torpedo. He is a 1/4 of a second up at the end of Sector 2.
Torpedo, runner-up in the Realistic Championship this season. He has a 104.728, and he's looking to improve here.
If he keeps his almost 3/10, he might be on the front row. Oh, just shy of the front row. 3rd with a 104.528.
Very nicely done. So focus still on Veloce right now, trying to squeeze in. His teammate Dragon is 11th on the sheets right now, and Dragon's on an outlap trying to go a bit faster. So Dragon feels that there's a risk he might get squeezed out last minute here. The rear of Veloce's Alfa Romeo looks really, really light going through turn 7 to me. It might just be me, but it looks really light, like he's trying to... He turns in really aggressively and has to kind of walk it back. Almost did the exact same thing in turn 9 there, and he runs really wide in the final corner and invalidates.
14655, that would have been enough for 7th.
So the man who... we're getting word in the Alfa Romeo camp, flickering issues. The pedals are not holding steady when he gives them feedback. So Veloce might not advance to the next round due to technical issues with the car. Now a lot of people on track right now. Chubby Spark and the Ferrari is out, and he's up by a small amount in Sector 2. And he is on the same set of soft tires, I believe, that he's been running this entire session. Oh, Zola has retired in the pit, so Zola says, hey, look, I can't go any faster. Chubby invalidates that lap now.
Well, Harry also retired from the session in pit lane.
No, I'm sorry, wrong. Chubby is on a different set of tires, so he is actually trying to go faster. But right now, with the way it stands, Chubby is good. It's going to be Zola and Lowe, or Lowe and Veloce, who will not advance to the next round. It all depends on if Veloce can get onto track in time. 1 minute, 34 seconds left. I don't think Veloce is going to advance. I don't think there's enough time for him to get that Alfa Romeo onto the track and get another lap in. Yeah, they're bringing that car in, so that for all intents and purposes, the session is over.
Currently on both Chubby Spark, he is up by 2/10 at the end of Sector 2. Quite the improvement. The 104.08 would place him 10th.
Sixth! He found a bunch of time in the last 2 corners. 104.633. But he burned up 2 sets of tires doing so, so he's not going to have as many available in Q2.
Maybe a possibility to try a medium set for Q2.
It'd be a bold strategy, but that has been Chubby's modus operandi for a long time. He likes to try and make it into the final round qualifying with the medium tires, if at all possible. So he might be throwing caution to the wind. In fact, he may think the mediums are just good enough that he'd be willing to sacrifice a top 10 starting spot to just start on medium rubber. Is that actually what he's doing? I can't say. I don't read the man's mind. I can't read anybody's mind. I can barely read my own mind half the time. But it is a strategic possibility. Dragon's pulled over. He's out of fuel. Ooh. And that's Franz, who nearly clobbered into the side of him. Franz on the middle of a lap right now.
He is up by half a 10th. Oh, he found again a bunch of time, 1/4 of a second.
Yeah. So Franz trying to really showcase his speed right now. If he keeps it together, he could potentially jump to a top 4 time.
Top 4. If he keeps it a 1/4 of a second, might be a front row, second row.
Oh! And Franz crashes out! He sets the fastest time in the session and immediately crashes out! He's not going to advance! Major championship implications, and Franz, the fastest man, set the fastest lap and immediately crashed out! What in the devil?
Well, that was... I'm really baffled by what just happened.
Holy... How?
What? The only thing that comes to my mind is...
Premature celebration couldn't save the car. And the fastest man will not advance. He's going to only start 14th. Oh! And he just gets ran from behind! Who was that?
That was Veloce, but
Lucas.
that was the AI driving for him. He finished his session a lot before.
Well, I thought what we saw with Schumacher in Q2 for X3 was crazy. This is even more bizarre.
Well, and if you won, 4 people are out. Friends W31, that should have been your provisional pole, at least for Q1. XRL Low, XRL Veloce, and PPR Venom.
And Venom got disqualified for a bullcrap reason from the game. Veloce dealing with technical issues, not able to set a proper lap at all. Franz crashing out right after setting the fastest time. That's nuts. What the devil? You don't. This is more like something I'd expect in Dev, not X2.
I mean, watching something like that happen when you know that X3 races are that much eventful, and then you see this, and then you tell me there's a god somewhere. Oh well. Well, Q2 on the way, only 13 people will try to attend top 10 and Q3. 15 minutes. And that's when Martin is out first. Who is it? It is Extra Hazda will lead the charge for Q2.
Well, this changes everything because now there's only 13 people in this round of qualifying, so only 3 people will not advance. And again, tire choice is going to get really, really interesting. Right now, it seems like a relatively even split between mediums and softs. Slightly higher appeal for the medium tires. Shelby, what's he going to do? That's a question because we don't know if he actually has the pace to make it into the next round. Ozda, who is now inherited fastest driver on track after Franz's instant, he's on softs. This could get really interesting. Dragon is out there on mediums. I don't think he even anticipated to get out of the first round qualifying. Now he could potentially sneak his way into the final round. Oh, game says you're on softs, so game's stupid sometimes. Yeah, I see softs on your car even when I'm looking at it.
I mean, there's an EA Sport logo on the box for a reason.
Yep, this is true. It's an EA game. Can't wait until you have to spend an entire month's worth of rent just to unlock Pedro de la Rosa, let alone, you know, an actually good driver.
Yeah, $100.
I like Pedro de la Rosa. That's not a slam against de la Rosa. I actually think he was one of the better drivers in the 2000s. Just never got a good enough ride to showcase and stuff. But you get the point.
Yeah. I mean, next game if you want to unlock it, you know, $100 microtransactions will do it. So this is...
Well, actually, maybe if I suck off EA hard enough, they'll give me a... And I have a big enough YouTube channel, they'll give me, like, a free loot box. They'll automatically give me, like, I don't know, Niki Lauda, or James Hunt, or, I don't know, Carlos Reutemann, maybe. I'm not going to, but maybe that's a way to get a good driver. Anyways, focusing back on the race itself, Ozda, English, and Dragon have set their times. Ozda at the top with a 104.428 on the softs. Our team English second with a 104.760 on the mediums. The next driver who's going to cross the line will be... This is... Oh, it's Ozda again, actually.
Well, without a lap time, it would be XRL Snake. But if Ozda is still going at it...
Ozza invalidates, but I think he's on a cooldown lap right now. Shelby has invalidated this lap. Basic is in the middle of an out lap, as is Fletch right now. Mr. Neon is going to be the next driver to cross the line to get a time in.
For me, it's unvalidated.
It's just invalidated for me now. Yeah, we're really desynced, it seems. You and I and Ozda. Ozda sometimes kills out in the party, for those watching. So yeah, all three of us seem to be seeing different things going on the circuit right now. So right now it's Zola who is set up to be the next driver to make it to the line with a lap. He is on the medium tires right now. Yellow flag, sector 2. And Zola invalidates. So unlike in X3, here in X2, everyone and their mother seems to be invalidating. No one wants to set a clean lap, it would appear.
I mean, next man to set a clean lap will be Chubby Spark. If I'm correct. I'd like to believe I am. Uh-oh, there's traffic ahead.
That's a lot of traffic as well. He's just going to have to bowl through it without issue. I really don't like the rules regarding pit lane entry just because there is a potential risk of running into someone who's trying to pit. Anyways, Neon does cross the line with the medium tires, 104.722. That's third fastest.
Zola will be crossing the line. A couple of seconds. What's it gonna look like? 105.256.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. Alright, here comes Torpedo to the line now. He is on medium tires in the Williams. He will cross the line now with a 104.709. That's good enough for third. So the Williams car is looking very, very competent today. Running second and third on the sheets right now, and they are the fastest of everyone on the medium rubbers. Javis John coming to the line, as is Chubby Spark. Sparks crosses the line in the Ferrari. He sets a nothing. That lap must have been invalidated.
Yeah,
so we look at Javis John to be the ninth driver. 105.214. That moves John up to 8th. Basic now beginning another lap.
For some reason, Chubby Spark invalidated his lap before turn 3.
He might be trying to charge the ERS back up so he can go for a really, really hard run.
Oh, Torpedo again. I believe he's gonna improve. Yes, by one spot, a 104.485.
Yeah, Chubby's pulled way slow down. I think he's trying to save tires and fuel and readying up for another shot at this. Basic's gonna come up on him in a really, really rough area of the track. Alright, won't be an issue, thankfully.
Well, Jeeves John crossing the line. Will he improve? Yes, he will. At 104.664. It's enough for 5th.
And Basic invalidates in the final corner, and it was a 105.228. He let out, granted, but he was on pace to easily have made a top 7 time, so frustration on his part. And Shelby Spark is coming in the pits as well, so now the focus goes to Pelly. 6.5 minutes left in the session, so we've gone through over half of this session, and we still don't even have 10 drivers who have set laps thus far. This is... We could see a scenario where someone doesn't advance to the next round simply because they can't get a lap in. Bless you.
I mean, at least, thanks. I mean, at least getting a lap clean, let alone fast. I know these guys are really pushing to get the fastest lap they can. And there's track limits for a reason, gentlemen.
Also of note, the top 3 positions all covered by 57 thousandths of a second right now. The gap from first to second alone is covered by only 9 thousandths. So with Franz crashing out in Q1, we have a very, very tight fight at the top of the sheets right now. This could be an interesting shootout for the front row once we get into Q3. Basic coming back out onto the circuit, and Harry is joining. They're close enough that Basic might potentially give a draft to Harry on his flying lap. Is that a best option? I don't know, but that is a possibility. Was that Dragon? Yeah, Dragon has had an instant in turn 3. He's back underway now, but he was way offline and pointed at a wall instead of pointing down the track.
I'd assume drafting would work, but it won't be as beneficial. A new fastest lap extra penalty of 1:04.209. That is almost a quarter of a second faster than Asda.
Aston Martin around. Speaking of which, that's Asda. He's finally facing the right way again, but he has gone around in Sector 2. Looks like everyone's going to get by him without issue. So now the focus goes to the McLaren.
First
Basic, first
Basic. That's enough for the front row, 1:04.399.
So now the focus goes to Harry, who is boarded. Basic comes into the pits. Shelby Spark in the middle of an outlap right now. Dragon with a 1:04.999 is on the bubble, out-qualifying his realistic teammate Zola by just about a tenth of a second. Can Shelby squeeze his way into Q3? No confidence in that car, so any sort of good qualifying run would be wonderful for him. He's on the soft tire compounds, so 4 minutes left. We see a Red Bull coming down pit lane. I believe that will probably be Fletch.
Yes, it is.
Alpine brings it in. Alpine brings it into the pit, so the focus now goes to Basic, but Basic is on a cooldown lap, pretty much out of fuel. There's also the Mercedes of Zola, who is trying to go faster because he is on the outside looking in right now. Torpedo retires in the pits. He says, look, I'm not worried about this. I'm confident with a 1:04.485. I don't really blame him right now. I think the drivers at risk of being squeezed out are Snake and Dragon more than anything else.
Oh yeah, the top 5 can retire in pit lane. They won't be any distress. And that's a 1:04.998 for just
1 thousandths over Dragon. Is he going to try and go faster this lap? Ozza now retires in the pits. Fletch coming to the line, about to start his next lap. Shelby is down on time in Sector 1, so he's not going to try and go faster, it would appear. Not this time around, at least. Dragon, though, is on an outlap. He's already trying to respawn. So a reserve driver going up against your championship points leader for the final transfer spot into Q3.
Oh,
Zola has
Fletch.
come into the pits.
Fletch, who has gone out again, is up by a tenth and a half in Sector 1 alone.
This could get interesting. Sailing through Sector 2 right now. There's a Ferrari ahead, and that will be Chubby, who's on a cooldown lap. So Fletch needs to hope he doesn't catch the Ferrari in a bad place.
Oh, invalidates.
Yeah, he invalidates.
Oh, he was almost 4/10 of a second up. He has the pace. He
The good
clearly
news
has the
is,
pace.
it happened early enough he can back out and just absolutely send it through here and try one more time. There should be enough fuel for one more shot if he really wants to.
Yeah, he is going at it again.
Jabez John on an outlap as well. Zola has come back onto the circuit with a minute and a half, a bit more than a minute and a half remaining.
And Harry retired pit lane without sending a lap time.
Well, so he will not advance. So it is between Snake,
Fletch is
Chubby.
around.
Oh, and Fletch spins! And that will kill his ability to get into the next round. Well, he's already locked in. He's got the 6th fastest time, but with a minute 12 left, he could potentially rush around, get to the line, and go again. But I think at this point, I would just, come in and be happy with what I have.
Maybe it was trying to.
Zola will get one shot at this. Zola needs to improve. if either Zola or Dragon can improve by 1/10 of a second, for Dragon, if he can improve by 1/1000th of a second, he's not going to. Dragon has spun. Dragon has spun out of turn 1. And Chubby jumps up to second, 104.383. So now it's Snake who's on the bubble, and Snake can't respond. He's already coming to pit lane.
Mighty lap from the Ferrari, and he said he was not confident around this track.
Here comes Zola. Can Zola squeeze Snake out and get himself in last moment? Also, another update on the weather. There is a chance for rain, but it would be very, very late in the race. It might be late enough that no one will bother swapping tires.
Zola might be able to steal the 10th spot. He was a little bit under a 10th faster than his own lap time, which would be enough. Yes, it is.
He's in, and Snake's out. 104.864.
Unless Dragon can do something about it, which I believe he
no
can.
way. He's down by 30 seconds because he spun at the start of this lap, so that's it for him.
And so that calls Q2. Oh, Dragon spins into the pit lane.
That's a massive accident. And the car respawns back on the racing line, and here comes, that's a Red Bull coming. There's a Red Bull coming around with speed.
That's Neon. He saw it.
Yeah, but that's going to kill his time. Thankfully, he was already locked in. But Dragon on a cooldown lap with a massive accident coming in at pit lane.
Keeps on going down pit lane. The car has been cleared.
So the top 4, Pelly, Chubby, Basic, Ozda. Our Team English is 5th fastest, Torpedo 6th, Fletch 7th, John 8th, Neon 9th, Zola 10th. And of them, 5 of them, Ozda, English, Torpedo, John, and Neon starting on mediums. The other 5 starting on softs. Coming in the party now is XRL Dragon. Dragon, go ahead and include your audio. A spin on the start of your final lap. And then a massive accident coming into pit lane. What happened?
Don't you say it. It's the same thing that happened in X3. I'll say no more.
Alright, so I do have to ask Dragon, we know that you're trying to experiment with reduced assist, running basically no assist today. But there is also a rule regarding the change of pit lane entry for this track. Is that by any chance causing issues for you and other drivers having those accidents at pit lane entry? Because we've never seen this many at this level before. Is that rule causing an issue, or is it just something else?
For me, I feel it's just the adjustment to the new level of assist I'm using, because as I did in X3, when I came out of the exit of the next to last turn, it's just I'm catching that outside curb because I'm actually drifting out further than what I normally would. I'm catching that outside curb, just inducing wheel spin, and it's bringing the car around. That's all it is.
Well, it's a shame to see you knocked out like that. You're going to be starting the race in 12th position. Do you think you can make it to the end of the race today?
Well, to be fair, I had a bad start in X3. Ended up getting off the line in P19. Within 5 laps, I was up into actually 6 laps. I was up into the top 10s. I feel fairly confident that I can replicate that again. It's just a matter of history not repeating itself and just watching the curbs. I've absolutely got to watch the curbs here.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for jumping in and talking with us, mate. It's a shame to see you knocked out like that, but hopefully the race itself goes way better for you.
Absolutely. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Alright, so now we begin the third round, of qualifying the first man to get on track. Unsurprisingly, XRL Ozda.
It's a good thing XRL Dragon was here for an interview, because during this span of time, the game decided to kick me out.
Oof. Do you want an invite back in?
Nah, I'm already back in.
Okay.
I just muscled my way through, we know how to do that, us both retired NASCAR drivers.
This is true.
So looks like everybody is out on track except for Zola.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Well, now
Everybody
Zola's
will
coming
be
down
on
the
track.
lane. Yeah. Thankfully, only 10 cars, but there is a glut of them, led by Basic, and then behind Basic, you have a Red Bull, an Alpine, an Aston Martin, a Williams, and then Shelby Spark is a little bit farther back. So there's 5 cars all stacked on top of each other there. They're going to have to kind of figure out amongst each other, okay, how are we going to start giving each other more room so we're not compromising each other's laps.
Alright, so first time in, Asla 104472. Next one in line is Fletcher 104643. And next one will be his teammate Mr. Neon, who is entering Sector 3.
Last corner now for that Red Bull.
Oh, four-wheel slide on the exit of 10. That will be enough for
104.678.
Bicycle invalidated, I believe. Barely is
Here
starting
comes
his
John, but
slab.
John's invalidated. So Torpedo will be the next one. Oh, did Fletch just crash out? Yes! Fletch just crashed out!
Exit of 4 on the inside.
And that was after saying the second fastest time.
That might be enough.
Well, it's going to definitely give him probably an upper starting spot, but that time will inevitably be pushed down, I imagine. Zola has invalidated his lap now.
Asla improves.
Asla goes
104,
faster.
149. Will we see
Man
103?
continues to impress. This time is up there with the same time that we saw in X3, and it's faster than what was set in X1. Big wiggle by John coming out of turn 4 there. Next driver across the line will be Mr. Neon. No, I take that back. It looks like Neon's coming into the pits. So it will be Basic 2 in the McLaren.
This is really good in the exit of 10. 104, 235. Front row. Now,
John has a slow but safe exit in the final corner. He'll settle 104.117 to the top. That's the fastest man. Aston Martin's really hooked up qualifying right now.
We are getting closer and closer to this 103, this 1 minute 3 second time.
I don't think we're going to see 103s, but I think we could probably see 104.0s before this is over. Zola coming to the line now. And he invalidates final corner on the inside, not the outside, interesting enough, on the inside. So it happened late enough that compromises that lap and this lap as well.
I've seen a couple of drivers do that where I believe it's when the plank that is on the floor touches the yellow curb on the inside.
Shelby Spark trying to get a lap in right now because Zola's already pulled aside. And if Shelby gets a lap in, he'll be the 7th driver to do so. For him, he didn't even anticipate making it out of the first round of qualifying. Just starting 10th would be great for him, but he'll take any bit that he can grab, obviously.
I mean, he said with the last time he did last in Q2, he would have been good enough for the second row, good enough for 4th. Come on, kid. You can repeat that. You did it once, you can do it twice.
104.939, that's good enough for 7th at least. The only other driver on track right now is Pelly, and he's on an out lap at the moment. So it's a relatively clear, quiet-ish moment at Red Bull Ring here.
One of the Astons is going out again. That is Asda.
Asda wants that pole position back from his teammate. But right now, outstanding job by the Tracing Point team. 1-2 at the top of the sheets.
Did you just call them racing points?
No, I called them Tracing Point. They deserve it. That's the name they should bloody use, so.
I'll be sure to use that in my team career. If I decide to plug my wheel, my shitbox one day. Because I believe I told it once, but to get a little bit of data around tracks and all, I do a couple of laps around the tracks, but I do not do that on F1 2021. I'd rather do that on the Assetto Corsa with mods you can find left and right on the internet.
What car do you use? Do you use a mock-up of the 2021 Formula 1 car, or do you use something else?
Oh no, I do use the 2021 one. That's it! That's the 103!
Oh wow!
That's the
103.9!
Belly.
Woo! And now Asda, who's already in the middle of the lap, is going to feel pressure to try and match that. Zola and English now on outlaps, and now here comes... There's another driver out on track, but I couldn't see who that was there. But, I didn't think we were going to break the 104s. But Pelly did it. Outstanding job. And he was relatively, reserved. I'm not saying he was saying bad laps. But, we weren't really paying him for being the one to challenge the barrier, and he bloody shows up and does it. Asda invalidation right at the start of Sector 3 after saying the purple Sector 2. Well, he's going to go again. He has the ERS and the fuel for it, so he'll be a little bit lighter this circuit. Yeah, Asda was in the 103.9s that lap alone just because of all the time he found in Sector 2.
Yeah, to go back to the previous topic, the car I do use a 2021 spec Formula 1 car. That comes from the modding team Race Sim Studio, from the RSS Formula Hybrid bunch. So I just I have them all from 2017 up to 2022, but to get the data before broadcasting, I usually do a couple of laps with the 2021 chassis.
Asda has invalidation at the exact same part of the track, and this time it's going to be a little rough because he's low on fuel. I don't know if he's going to be able to go for another lap. Time is running out. Yeah, he's coming into the pits now. There is still a little less than 2.5 minutes left, so there is a potential for him to come back out. Zola and English both in the middle laps, but English has invalidated. What can Zola do? He'll be the 9th driver to set a time in the session. Final corner for Zola. Hooked up very well on exit, 104.976, so not able to move out from 9th, though.
I mean, there is a pretty big window between 4th and 5th, between Bicyc and Fletch.
Yeah.
There's 4/10 of a second of a window between these guys.
Here comes Jabez John to cross the line. He wants to try and go faster and steal pole position back.
Whoa, almost losing the back end, the exit of 1. That will be felt in the split. Oh yeah, almost.
Red Bull and Mr. Neon slow in Sector 2, but he gets back going without too much issue. Zola is up on time by a small amount, so he might be able to knock Shelby off of 8th.
Also,
Shelby's
Torpedo
already
is
responded.
up.
He's in the middle of a lap.
Torpedo does improve, 5th fastest at 104.414.
There we are. Shelby now moves up to 7th, 104.652. Here comes Zola to the line. Is he going to improve? He betters his time, but still knocked in 9th. English is invalidated again.
Does English have enough time to go around and try for another lap beat? He does.
Yeah,
have
he
enough
does. He'll have time for
fuel.
one more.
I mean,
Alright, here comes John. That was a horrible lap, almost 2 seconds down. He was probably backing out to try and recharge ERS. Don invalidates out of 1. So he is locked into 2nd position at best.
Spins, exit 1. Only wing damage.
Yeah, but it's so late in the session, he's not going to have a chance to improve, so English is locked into a 10th place starting spot now. Zola down on time. Chevy Sparks invalidated this lap. And the subsequent lap as well, but I don't think he's going to worry too much about it. He's 8th at least, and this is way better than where he was anticipating to be. English still struggling to get moving.
New fastest lap.
And Pelly
improves again by a
holy!
10th.
And that's
Jesus.
it. Time's up. Over. Plow. 103.797. Is there anything that Ozda can do? John has just had an accident in Sector 3.
Goodness gracious.
Ozda's up on time. Not enough to catch Pelly, but he might knock his teammate off the front row here.
Yes, he is up on time enough to be in the 103s.
Who really threw it in there, coming to the
believe he
line.
will.
103.851. That's good enough for 2nd. It's not pole, but he's back on the front row.
Torpedo trying to improve
that
on his lap time. Decent enough. But the same spot.
He'll still be 6th. Yeah, he'll still be 6th. And that will pretty much be the end, because while Shelby is technically in the middle of a lap, it's invalid and he's low on fuel, so he's not going to improve.
Oh,
so that's it.
spins again. Exit of 4. He is safe though.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, one of his
Yeah,
stars
that's
is
not
dead.
looking good for him at all. Yeah. Gonna try and get Jabus John in here and hear what happened that caused him to drop out.
He retired from the session. And probably two out of rear tires, and one of them probably blew out.
Alright, well, in the end, that's how it is. My game says that Fletch obviously didn't set time with any tires on, so that's bloody hilarious. But it is Pelly Ozda row 1, Jabus John and Basic row 2, Neon and Torpedo row 3, Fletch and Shelby row 4, Zola and English in row 5.
With your front row, the only people in the 103s. And I believe a greater time window between drivers than in Q2. Well, that's probably me.
Well, we actually got through qualifying a lot sooner than normal here, all things considered, so we should be going green at about 1 minute after the hour. Before we get back into the race, though, we do want to go ahead and look at the championship standings as they are right now. This is going to be where things get interesting. In the Manufacturers' Championship, Haas is 10th with 25 points, 9th is Alfa Romeo with 27, 8th is Williams with 30, 7th is Alpine with 59 points, just one off from Red Bull in 6th, they have 60 points exactly, and they're only 1 point off of AlphaTauri with 61 points. Aston Martin is 4th with 71 points, 3rd is Mercedes with 79, and then the two main fights in the Manufacturers' Championship, Ferrari is 2nd with 104 points, McLaren is 1st with 108. When it comes to the Drivers' Championship, there is a tie for 22nd between XL Shikari and our Team English. They both have 2 points each. Zengai 654 is 21st with 4 points. There's a tie for 19th between Fletch 2020 and V Irons with 7 each. Boothie is 18th with 8 points. 16th and 17th is Yun and Nexus Spot. They have 12 points each. 15th is VTech Glebin. He has 13 points. 14th is Extra Zola. He is sitting on 15 points at the moment. 13th in Drivers' Championship is Mr. Preacher 6869 with 18. 12th is Tiara Foreman with 24. 11th is James John with 26, who has brought him into a tie with Extra Veloce, who is also 10th with 26. All of Veloci's points came last week from his win at Spa, so fantastic job there. Then, once you get beyond that, you have Torpedo, who is 9th with 28 points. 8th is Fizzy 1258 with 30. 7th is PPR Van with 43 points. 6th is Extra Oz with 45. Fifth is Mr. Neon with 49. Then you get into your main championship contenders. Fourth is Harry 5902 with 52 points. Third, XRL Pelly has 59 points. Second is Franz W31 with 62. Leading is Chubby Spark with 80 points, 18 points over Franz right now. And with Chubby starting in the top 10 positions while Franz crashing out and being left into next to last, this could go well for Chubby today. Not saying it will, but it could potentially go well for him.
It could be well, but if XRL Pelly can convert that pole position into a win...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and for some reason I almost took part in the race. When I joined back, the game decided, no, you're gonna be in the Ferrari.
Are you any good?
Dude, I'm on the controller. Don't expect me to do shit.
Well, that means you'll have an advantage in the rain at least, if the rain comes in the last 3 or 4 laps.
I'd say no. I'm not as good as I was on the controller now because steering wheel feels much better and a lot less stale. So if I do a race that long, I might as well try to enjoy it on the wheel.
Alright. Alright. I'm going to step aside for a moment. I will be back shortly. I love mares. I love them. I want them all. I want to come inside pretty little mares. Mare, 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 mare. I hate being sick like this. God, it sucks. Alright, I'm back. Alright, real quickly, before we get underway for the race itself, let's look at the tire compounds that everyone's going to be going at. Second and third, Ozza and John starting on mediums. Neon and Torpedo in fifth and sixth starting on mediums. Also, Chubby Spark starting on softs for those of you keeping track on the championship fight. Pelly starting on softs also. English and 10th will be starting on mediums. 11th and 12th on softs. 13th on mediums. 14th softs. 15, 16, 17 all mediums. And Peasy, who it says you're still going to be racing. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I mean, no, I exited and came back to the session, and now I'm only spectating. But there's a second
well, I see
Ferrari
your
at
car
the
on the
back.
background. Yep, you're there. And lights out, away we go here at the Red Bull Ring. Pelly, easy jump over Ozza down the straights. In fact, Ozza had such a bad run. Here comes Basic to the inside. Contact very near between the McLaren and the Red Bull. There's a Mercedes way off circuit back there. Ozza's going to fall in third position. It's not been a good start for him. Ooh, wow, that's really, really tight farther back. And there's an instant farther back. There's 2 rounds of
three
wide
cars
back there.
on the exit.
Oh, and that's Dragon, Harry, and I believe Snake as well. Harry knocked out. Dragon and Snake taken out as well. 3 cars all on top of each other. Couldn't get unhooked. And they all go into the outside wall. That will be a full course safety car. Well, we're going to try and get Harry into the party as we are under a yellow flag after only 2 straights of racing, really.
I'm just saying it right now to XRL officials. I'm really sorry that my AI decided to race.
Yeah.
I really hope my AI is going to retire at some point instead of going the whole race with you guys.
Well, your AI, AI
no.
right now is running in 14th position, and looks like he's going to come into the pit lane, hopefully to retire. PZ, this will likely be a race suspension for you. So,
does that mean I'm suspended from getting in the booth?
I don't know. All I'm going to say is that, if you have some money, or you have some really good mounts, you can probably get back in.
Apparently, I'm switching for a set of mediums and a new front wing.
Yep, so you're not done.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
so
fuck's
we're gonna
sake.
be keeping an eye on you, it looks like, all day today.
It really feels like those out-of-body, near-death experiences. You had one fucking job, EA. Only one fucking job. And for the love of God, if somebody on the track can crash me, I'll be happy.
Well, one man who's not going to be happy, obviously, is Harry, and then there's also Snake, Franz, and Dragon, who they're also not going to be happy because they're going to be caught behind your AI. But at the front, the man who is very happy right now, Pelly leading. Basic got a great start, moved right up to second. Ozza slipped back to third. Neon is fourth. Jabez John slipped down to fifth. Not a good start by either Aston Martin on the medium tires. Flesh in sixth. Torpedo seventh. Shelby Spark maintained position in eighth. Zola is in ninth. Our Team English holding steady in 10th. The Alpha Tar is 11th and 12th. Venom and Low. 13th is Extra Veloce. 14th PZ French Fry Man. But again, he's not actually going to be counted. 15th XRL Snake. 16th Franz W31. And 17th will be Dragon. Oh, and Dragon just got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, which is bullcrap because right now his entire prerogative should just be to catch the rear of the grid. But the game doesn't care. That's bullcrap if I've ever seen it. Well, real quickly, I'm going to look at the field, see how everyone is doing on fuel. Granted, this yellow flag early on will help a lot of people. But as I'm looking down the grid, the first person who has any fuel issues is Dragon in 17th. Everyone else is good on fuel to the end of this race, so... And there we are. Now Dragon will catch the back of the grid, so he should be going green lap 4 here.
Alright, so I'm backing up the booth so I can retire the car manually.
There's a word safety car officially coming in this lap. How does Pelly hold up Basic and Ozda as they come to the green flag? The top two on worn softs, 3rd through 5th on worn mediums. We saw in the initial start that the medium tire compounds were not good from the line, but how will they hold up as this race goes on? That's going to be the question. To the line. Basic not letting Pelly get away until they come out of the final corner. Green flag is underway, and the gap already opens up to 4/10 between the lead Alpine and the McLaren in second. Dragon serving his drive-through penalty right at the start. There's a fight between Fletch and Torpedo, but Torpedo's not going to go for it. Basic and Pelly neck and neck, and Basic runs wide. That gives Ozza a chance, neck and neck for second now. McLaren trying to squeeze the Aston Martin, but the Aston Martin has draft off the Alpine, neck and neck still as they go into braking. Basic lunges hard, and they stay 1, 2, 3 in that order.
Alright, finally retire the car.
GG. DRS won't be enabled for another lap, so Basic trying to find a way by Pelly on driver ability. Franz is in 14th spot, trying to figure out a way to move up the grid. Ozza seems to be a bit better than Basic going through Sector 3, and he's carrying that momentum down the front straightaway. He looks at making a move on Basic, but backs out of it. Ooh, big twitch by the Aston Martin there. Now here comes Mr. Neon for third.
Oh, extra low is in the wall on the inside. He bends it hard enough to retire.
And that's a full course safety car again. So we can't even get more than a lap and a half of racing, it would appear. We're going to try and get word from Low. Good news for Dragon, though. He'll be able to catch the back of the grid. All right, coming in the party is XRO Low. Low, spin out of turn 1. What happened?
Yeah, I just bumped it a little bit too much and went off. That was pretty bad.
All right. Well, your teammate Venom is still in the race. Do you think he has a chance to bring home some points for the team?
I hope so. I don't know. I've had some bad luck in X1 and X2 lately, so I don't know. Well, hopefully the next race will be good, and hopefully my teammate comes home in one piece.
All right. Well, thanks for being willing to jump in and talk with us. Shame to see you knocked out like that.
Yeah, GG.
Turn our focus back to we turn our focus back to the racetrack. Chubby, Spark, RTM English, Flesh, and Zola all pitting under the safety car, so they will be getting on alternate tires. Chubby on the mediums, Flesh on mediums, English on mediums, Zola on mediums.
So, speaking to XRL about his teammate bringing some point, he is the biggest mover up the grid. Went from 17th to 7th. And then your second biggest mover up the grid is the man right behind him, Veloce, if 8 spots up. And then France, who is getting in the points.
So almost everyone is caught up right now. We're still waiting on English and Zola, but Zinglish is just about caught the rear of the grid, and Zola is about 7 seconds out. I think we'll be going green on about lap 8. Yeah, another lap under yellow as Zola finally catches the rear of the grid. For the drivers who started on soft tires, Pelly and Basic, this is great because they're able to continue extending the life of these tires artificially, so they can push these a lot farther and jump onto their next set of rubber at a much more leisurely time that they decide. So
And safety car in this lap.
yep, there it is. There's the official word. Alright, how does Pelly back up the field again?
Ooh.
Not so much, but Basic is right behind him. There's a big gap between Basic and Neon as we come to the green flag here on lap 8. Ozda trying to fight with Neon for that third position. He's lost a position every single start and restart thus far, and he really wants to turn that around. See a puff of smoke from the Red Bull going down that second DRS straight. Everyone's relatively single file throughout most of the grid. So a relatively clean restart this time, it would appear. Is Pelly and Basic leading the charge. Neon has worked his way up to third. Then it's the Aston Martins of Ozda and Davis Sean, fourth and fifth. Torpedo has worked his way up into sixth. Venom is in seventh after starting dead last. Veloce is in eighth. France recovering from a Q1 accident and has already got his way up into ninth. but most of his positions have come off the back of drivers ahead making stops. Basic, time penalty in the second position. And Pelly just set the fastest lap, although we will see that time drop as the event goes on as they burn their fuel load off.
Well, at least we'll have to wait for him switching to fresher tires.
Wait, Ozza is right behind Neon. He's really putting the pressure on.
Oh, little wiggle with the Aston Martin behind the Red Bull. But yeah, as far as this restart goes, everyone is really well spread into a single line. The DRS freight train.
Yeah, the DRS train's going to activate relatively shortly here because everyone from 1st to 12th are all within about a second of the person ahead. 1st to 10th especially, so it's going to get really, really frustrating quickly. And the gap between Pelly and Basic is really, really large as well, so it's not like we're going to have to start seeing fights for the lead either.
There's the 1 second gap between Pelly and Basic.
Okay, so Pelly is broken out of the DRS range now. Oh my goodness, Scott Dixon might just break the IMS lap record.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I heard some Indy cars in the background taking place.
Yeah, I have 500 qualifying going on in the background right now.
For the top 6?
Top 12.
Top 12?
Top 12 for now, and then they'll do top 6 after the top 12 is done.
Okay.
Yeah, Dixon just went 233.5, incredible. Anyways, focusing back on this though, Neon has caught Basic, so I think the soft tires are starting to fall off for that McLaren. He's got a Red Bull and then 2 Aston Martins behind, so I don't know how well this is going to go for Basic, because if he has a really bad run going into turn 1, he is going to be eaten alive.
From the point of view of Neon, I think I saw Basic rear end. The rear end.
Oh, Asa into the back of Basic. Not horrible, it was a small amount of contact, but it killed his momentum, and now Basic has a chance to maybe fight back against Neon for second. Yellow flag, Dragon spins out of 1.
Oh, lots of contact.
Ozza gets
in the
hit from
midfield.
behind by Venom. And Torpedo falling down the grid. Javis Jean loses the position. Also, Veloce up into 6th now.
Venom up to 5th. Really a big crowd on the exit of turn 3 this lap.
And while this is going on, Pelly is scooting away.
Already a 2 second gap after breaking the DRS window.
Big backup by Venom. Venom got right behind Ozda going into 6th, and it killed his aerodynamic momentum. He had to back out, and it brought Veloce right into him.
Oh,
and Ozda's pitted, so Ozda must have taken damage in that incident. So that opens things up a bit because now Basic is out of DRS of Neon and Venom is the one going after Basic. So Venom is trying to make a last to first challenge happen here, and John's out!
Oh, full safety car.
John, yeah, and John crashes out of turn 1. It was all going so good for the Aston Martin team, and now it has all gone so bad. Good news for Ozda, though, is he basically gets a free pit stop, catches right up to the back of the grid with the medium tires now. But we have run so many laps under safety car. Pelly and Basic, this would be interesting because if those two pit now to get off the softs, they'll be good to the end of this race. But they'll be buried in the back of the grid. Pelly's coming in. So our race leader is coming into the pits. What about Neon in second?
Oh,
He'll
Basic
pit,
spins.
and Basic spins! Basic spins! Coming into pit lane. Thankfully, no one hits him. Everyone except for Venom and Basic in the top 6 pit. Shelby's going to stay out.
Oh,
Fletch is going to stay out. Snake, our team English stays out. Oh, that was so nasty for Basic. And now Basic gets a time penalty for hitting Zola.
Yeah, he came back on the pit road, and he basically clipped Zola on the side.
And Dragon gets a time penalty now for speeding in the pit lane. This will also promote Ozda up back into the 11th position to soothe some of the worst case scenario for this. Everyone is now on medium tires with the exception of Neon in 7th on softs, so he's probably going to try and 2-stop this, and Veloci in 8th on hards. We saw the hards didn't work very well in the X3 race, but the track temperature is a lot warmer now. Could Veloci pull something out with it potentially?
We can have track conditions. If there is a good enough track temperature, he possibly could count on it.
Again, there is a threat of rain in the final laps, and while that may not necessarily mean that rain will fall, that will mean that clouds will be rolling into the area and the track will lose temperature near the end of this race, so he will have to be cognizant of that. But Veloci is going to automatically have a leg up over the top 5 because all of them are on worn mediums or tires that they pretty much started the race on in the case of Venom.
By the way, Venom, back of the field, now leading.
Yeah. Last to first down complete, Zola making another pit stop now. So they are serving a time penalty here. And they're putting the softs on. But he's obviously going for a 2-stop then because those softs are not going to last to the end of this race. Now it's just a matter of when does Zola catch the back of the grid, because if he does soon, we should be going green lap 15.
Might be the case this lap.
Pelly also in a very good position because he is now 6th. Everyone ahead is on worse tires, so I think Pelly is looking good to make his way back up to the front and possibly walk out here with this win still, assuming nothing really crazy goes
safety
on.
car in this lap.
There it is, official. So how does Venom back up Chubby Spark, Fletch, Snake, and English coming to the green flag? Pace car is in. Final corner. Venom opens up a good half-second gap over the Ferrari. Fletch is right there behind the Ferrari. Green flag is out. Basic gets a time penalty upon crossing the final corner. So it's not looking good for Basic, who we know is fast, but he has just been gaining a bunch of time penalties. Fletch completely botches turn 1, and now he's under threat from Snake. Oh, Dragon's crashed out! And Dragon crashing out of the first corner on the restart, so he will not make it to the end of this race. Fletch trying to close back in on Shelby. He wants to maintain a top 3 position. Oh, Franz is out! Franz, a championship contender, has just crashed out in turn 4 in an incident with Veloci. And that is going to continue to upend everything for Franz. The race goes from bad to worse.
Oh, RTM English just probably spun and now got back on track. Weirdly
Now we're down to just 12 cars.
Weirdly enough, 2 times a single lap, and then no intervention from the safety car.
Ozda is charging hard right now. We know that Ozda is fast, but every restart, he's just been hemorrhaging positions, hemorrhaging places. He is back in the 7th spot now, trying desperately to get by Pelly, and we've not had DRS really for any significant period of time today. And Ozda, who we know has good straight line speed, just wants long green flag runs so badly so he can start using DRS to pull away on the straights.
So now that France and Harry are basically out of this race, this looks really,
It's between Pelly and Shelby, yeah.
yeah, and it looks really good for Chubby, who's in 2nd place.
But the thing is, though, can Shelby make those tires, which already have 9 laps on them, last another 20 laps today? Pelly is on mediums, they only have 2 laps to wear. They'll be iffy, but he can definitely make those last to the end if he's careful. I don't think Shelby's going to be able to do the same. Oh, look at Pelly going at Neon, but Neon holds a defensive line. Pelly has a bad exit out one. Contact between Pelly and Ozza down the straight. All right, and coming to the party right now is Dragon. Dragon, go ahead, include your audio. Accident on the restart, what happened? Well, it's a shame to see you knocked out like this, mate. Your teammate Veloce is still in it, though he's out of the points right now. Do you think he has a chance to get back into the points? Alright, thanks for jumping in and talking with us. Shame to see you knocked out like that. Alright, so Chubby Spark got by Venom on the run down to turn 4, but now he's in the DRS range of Venom. Thing is, Venom has worse tires. Now he's going to have aerodynamic weight
side by side in turn 1.
Whew, that was close. And Pelly is trying to get by his teammate, drag racing down the straight. For the lead, though, Venom is still right there behind Chubby.
No contact.
Snake around, back to 8th now. And Neon gets by Fletch at the same time.
I saw him going in the diffuser of, I believe, was Fletch. So that's why he just bailed out and went on the outside of T3 in the runoff area.
Well, the race has really changed altogether as we now see Pelly and Basic fighting for the 6th position. Oz is now back up in the 5th. Shelby is now leading. The man behind him has worse tires, and the man in 3rd is the fastest driver on track right now, Mr. Neon. Neon really looking to try and crack into the lead in the next few laps before those tires fall off. Oh, hello. 1 second.
XRL Snake goes in the
Must
pit lane,
apologize for
that. XRL Snake went to the pits. I believe he took damage from that rear end contact with Fletch, as Fletch is in the third from XRL Ozda. Ozda just pulled out a move on in turn 3. He is inside, he has the advantage, T4.
And Basic has beaten Pelly now on track, so he's ahead of the Alpine.
Oh, little wiggle side by side between Fletch and Ozda. Now Basic on the inside of the Aston Martin. Will he make it stick?
Contact, but they keep it clean.
There
Contact again, they keep it clean. And Basic's around, and he's around right in the middle of the racing line. And Pelly has to back way out of it in the process. And now that brings Zola up into the fray against him. Side by side to 9.
Not only Zola,
He'll take it.
Not only Zola, but also Torpedo right behind.
At the front though, battle for a lead. Venom is within DRS of Shelby, and Neon is there as well. Shelby defending the inside. Venom steams past on the outside.
Belly just falling down like a rock after trying to avoid Basic.
Venom using ERS to try and stay ahead of the Ferrari for the race lead as they run down the 3rd DRS straight. But Venom will have it for now. Focus also on Neon, who is in third. His tires are going to start falling off sometime soon, but when? That's the question. Ooh, side by side, Fletch and Ozza for 4th and 5th. Fletch barely pulls back ahead of Ozza going into turn 5. And Shelby now gets a time penalty. So everyone at the front is now even on time penalties. Zola spins around now. Ooh, Fletch really bad 9, and Ozda gets held up in the process. He does get by, but now 4th and 5th have lost touch with the top 3.
Three-way battle for first it is, man.
Venom has a lot of ERS that he's able to use as defense. He actually pulls out of it relatively early down the straight because he's so confident. Neon thought of making a dive on Shelby, but ended up deciding against committing to it. Venom not laying too hard on the ERS on this, the 3rd DRS straightaway this time. He'll hold the lead just a bit. But Venom has the advantage in ERS over Shelby, and Neon has the advantage over the Ferrari as well. So Venom has the track position, Shelby has the best tires, Neon has the faster tires for the moment though, and double the DRS. So interesting
Venom
battle, but it
wheels.
looks like
Exit of 7.
Shelby closed in.
He's right as gearbox. Entering 9.
So the leader's tires are falling off.
Yeah, and you can see that from the Ferrari
Ooh,
perspective.
Shelby's off.
Shelby's off, and now the Red Bull, Neon side by side. He has the
And here
advantage
comes
over
Asta as
Neon.
well.
As the backs off, all over the contact for runoff area, but now the door is open for the Aston Martin.
Oh, Asta into the grass, passing on the grass, and he's still sticking with it. Asta, the absolute mad lad, is still going for it for second, holding it on the inside, neck and neck with the Red Bull. Contact between the two. The Red Bull has the nose ahead, but Asta is not done yet.
Are we watching a Formula 1 race or some rallycross race?
It sure feels like it with Ozda basically putting 9/10 of that car off into the grass to make the overtake on Shelby Spark. And he didn't even flinch over it. Incredible! Shelby, I think, is falling off. He may have burned off the best of his rubber because now he is under threat from Fletch. And yeah, Fletch gets by. Venom pitting out of the lead. So Neon now inherits the race lead, but we know his tires aren't going to last. It's going to be between Ozza and maybe Fletch for this race win by the looks of it. Shelby Spark pitting as well. He wants off those mediums. He'll probably throw on a set of softs to go to the end, I imagine. Well, maybe mediums. We still have about 13, 14 laps to go. Either could work. Nope, softs for both Venom and Shelby. For a lead, Ozda right there behind Neon. Down the 3rd DRS straight once more. Neon has the advantage in DRS significantly, but Ozda does not care. He is driving like a madman. He's already alongside, under braking. He's going to take the lead. Neon's still there, and the top two have pulled away from the rest of the field just a bit. Pelly has worked his way into 6th, but he has let both Torpedo and Veloce on the same tire strat get by him. So Pelly very fast in clean air, but in traffic, that car just does not seem to be properly hooked up, and a win might be slipping from Pelly's hands right now. Oh, Torpedo pitting now. So Torpedo doesn't want to be on these mediums to the end, so that will promote Pelly up into 5th, as he is still running behind Veloce on track. Here comes Pelly to the inside of Veloce, neck and neck down the 2nd DRS straight, easy overtake by the Alpine.
Double stacking for the Williams team in the pit lane. Goes
That's
without
not
a
going to
hitch.
help English.
Something I just noticed on track, there's 2 people with the racing number 2. Chubby Spark and Bicycle both are running number 2 on their car.
Huh.
Or maybe my game is glitching again.
That might be it. Venom, Shelby Spark,
Oh.
and Pelly's around! And one of your championship contenders spins all by himself! As Venom and Shelby Spark are fighting for the 7th position right now, And this is perfect for Chubby because he has faster tires. Pelly is going to be on damaged tires. In fact, he's still not gotten going yet. Chubby could still walk out of here, maintaining his lead in the points. Again, still 13 laps to go, but it's looking possible.
A bit of struggle to put the power down with his tires.
Yeah, it's brought
No.
Neon back up to him, but Ozza has a significant advantage over Neon because Neon's tires are not going to make it to the end. Ozza's main threat is going to be Flesh back there in the third position, but even then, Flesh is on worse tires than Ozda.
Yeah. Next contender might be Veloce
On the hard rubber.
on the hard
So
rubber
is he
with
going to make
with as much laps in as basically everyone around him, except for Flesh that has worse tires, but yet again is on the softer ground.
Yeah.
So this might be the best call he made today.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Basic in 5th is not looking horrible, but Basic also has, I think, more time penalties than everyone else around him right now. Ozda has pulled out DRS range from Neon, but Fletch is still within DRS range of his teammate. So there might be a strategy there to try and have Neon use DRS to pull Fletch a little bit closer to Ozda, and then Neon will pull off to let Fletch go after Ozda in earnest.
Venom setting lap times on fire. RTM English is second faster than Venom.
105.262 on fresh sauce, so he's going for fastest lap point right now.
And about time penalties, yes, indeed, Basic has the most time penalties. He is at a total of 20 seconds, as almost everyone in the field has only 3 seconds, except for Fletch and Zola with 6, and Pelly with no penalty at all.
And Ozda also has no penalties at all right now as well, so...
Oh yeah, sorry. Torpedo going up a spot on Chubby Spark.
Ooh, big squeal on the rear tires from Fletch. So Fletch may be third, might be the next closest man to fight with Ozda, but I can hear he's struggling with those tires on acceleration.
I mean, this is not looking good for both Red Bull guys.
Yeah, I don't know if either of them are going to be able to make these tires last to the end. Now, the good news is the field has spread out a decent amount, but still, if they pit, which I think it might have to happen for them, they're going to hemorrhage positions down the grid.
I mean, if they do decide to pit, I really don't want to see some double stacking. Because I'd say they're approximately the same amount of grip, both of them, with Neon being on 14 laps old soft, and Flesh on 21 laps old mediums.
Also, it's starting to get a little bit darker on the racetrack, so keep an eye on Veloce, because as the track cools down, and Chubby Spark has no, I'm sorry, it's not Chubby Spark, that is Veloce! Just as I was saying, watch Veloce, because the tires might start falling off. Just that happens, he spins in 5th. He still has a position over Venom, but for how much longer?
Another 3-second penalty for Chubby Spark.
And Chubby, I think Chubby's car has totally gone away on him. It's not just tires, it's a car issue because Pelly is about to overtake him. But still, for Chubby, his priority is going to have to be just finish this race. Zola, crashing pit lane entrance! No yellow flag, but he has crashed on pit lane entrance.
Oh, that is really bad for Red Bull driver. I think Ozda's going down pit lane. Oh, that was close.
And Ozda says he can't make it to the end on this set of mediums. So now this gets really interesting because Venom is on softs in 5th. Could he end up inheriting the race lead and possibly the win? Can he make it a last to first?
And weirdly again, one car was crashed at the edge of the pit lane and no safety car whatsoever. Damn, I knew the FIA had a problem with that, but damn, that's a whole other level. And Chubby Spark in pit lane.
Weird. Yeah, so tires are just not working out for Chubby whatsoever, it would appear. And this means that he will be behind Pelly and now out of the points-paying position. So this is just not going good for Chubby. But again, 2 of his championship rivals are out of it. And his next one, Pelly, is 9th. And he's on very worn tires. I don't think Pelly is in a position to pick up a lot more spots outside of penalty countback right now. The fight at the moment is going to be between Venom and Ozda on time penalties and tire management to the end.
I mean, both Red
again,
Bull drivers are 7 seconds, almost 8 seconds away from Bicycle right behind.
Yeah, but those tires are not going to last to the end. They're going to start falling off like bad in the next 2 or 3 laps.
I really don't know. 8 seconds. I know we're talking about Formula 1. 8 seconds really feels like an eternity in the sport. So this might be a game. This might be a gamble.
It's going to be a big gamble. Fletch going against Neon and side by side for the Red Bull team. Easy overtake for Neon, so Neon goes back ahead of Fletch. Basic is 3rd, 8 seconds out of the fight right now. Snake has just gone ahead and jumped into the pits, so he doesn't want to run those mediums that he's on to the end of this event. Track's gotten a lot darker now. Again, I'm not anticipating we're going to see rain, but it's
track
there's
temperatures
definitely
might fall
heat
off.
leaking out. Yeah, heat is leaking out of the track, and Fletch going around the outside of Neon now in 1. So are they fighting the Red Bulls actively? Because if they are, all they're doing is giving each other more time penalties, and that will help the drivers behind more and more.
I don't think they are. I think they're playing the game a little bit clever than we might think they are. Because they're out of DRS range. I mean, Bicycle is out of DRS range by a good margin. So I believe what they're trying to do is stay within each other's DRS range, just so they can, well, be a DRS right train with only 2 cars. Basically,
And try to use DRS to drag them to the end, artificially extend the life of the tires.
Exactly.
And the way that would work to artificially extend the life of a tire is using DRS. If you have 2 people swapping every DRS straight, and here you have 3 of them in a row, what you can do is that means that the overall lap speed
Red
down
Bull
the
spawn,
straights.
Fletch spawn,
Oh,
at the exit of 8.
No! He's still ahead of Basic, but he would likely have to pit this lap or next lap now. He's staying out.
I think that'll be enough, but now he's within DRS range of the McLaren behind him.
But again, Basic has a bunch of time penalties, so the main fight's going to be Venom against the Red Bulls. Five laps to go at the moment. Shelby Spark gets a time penalty in 10th. That ain't going to help him. He needs to stay ahead of Snake to just try and get any points whatsoever. Here comes Basic on Fletch. Steams by. Slightly younger tires. There's just no comparison. And we'll see Venom close in next.
Yeah, Fletch
Ozda is there as well, behind Venom.
Fletch really
And
slow in the middle section of the track.
Oh, Fletch had bad run in 9, bad run in 10. Venom has a run. He's going to overtake him down the straight. What is Ozda going to do? Is Ozda going to hold on behind Fletch? He's going to have to. Ooh, Fletch runs wide in 1, and now Ozda's by, so Ozda now goes up into 4th.
Yeah, I believe.
And Ozda's already working on Venom!
Yeah, I believe Fletch did not want to take it too hard on these guys, as he is really falling off like a rock.
Another thing to consider, Basic is still there in 2nd, and Venom and Ozda are both within DRS range of that McLaren ahead. Yeah, a 3-way fight for the 2nd position, but Basic realistically is going to be automatically knocked out of it just due to time issues.
I mean, for now, Neon still has the race win. because Venom has a 6-second penalty. Asda has only 3. Neon is only 3, but Bicycle in front of them is 26 seconds.
Snake now gets by Chubby Spark. So yeah, Chubby Spark, it was relatively good in the sunlight, but now that the sun has gone away and the track temp has cooled off, your points leader has totally fallen out of points paying position.
And here goes
But Pelly
Asda
has not been
on
able to
Venom.
capitalize. Pelly is only 9th right now. Might get 8th or 7th off of time penalties, but he's not going to close as much as he wanted to. Ozza into 3rd. Now he puts the sights on Basic. The gap between 1st and 2nd is close to 4.1 seconds. So Neon's tires have fallen off. Is 4 seconds enough to keep Neon ahead of Ozda? It will be 2 laps to go at the line. So Ozda needs to take out about 2 seconds a lap. Venom now going to sneak by Basic as well. So Basic's tires have gone off a cliff. Ooh, Basic trying to throw it up the inside of Venom. Denies Venom the inside line. AlphaTauri gets a little bit sideways. Basic keeping it in there. They're just harming each other so much. Ozda's already out of DRS range from them now. 2 laps to go, and Ozda is already within 3 seconds of Mr. Neon. He is closing with speed. Is Ozda going to catch Neon in time to go for this win?
We move everybody behind in the time penalties.
Ozda cannot afford to get a time penalty. If he gets a time penalty, it's over.
I believe with everybody in front of actual Pelly having time penalties, this man could be propulsed into the top 5, if not a podium.
Ozda had a bad run in 2 there. The gap seems to have stabilized at 2.5 seconds. Ozda has burned up, well, Neon and Ozda have both burned up all of their ERS. It's all just a matter right now of managing tires. If Neon gets another time penalty or makes a mistake, Ozda's going to sneak right back in.
Venom and Bicycle are still fighting behind.
Well, Basic knows that with all the time penalties he has, that he would likely get dropped to 8th or 9th in the position, so he wants to be as far ahead as possible, try and outrun the time penalties. Ozda in Sector 2 and 3 has closed it down to 1.3 seconds. He's not within DRS range. The leading Red Bull is just fast enough in a straightaway that he's able to keep Ozda out of the DRS. That might be all it needs.
White flag waving last lap.
Ozda's in DRS now, but he won't be able to get it on this straightaway. He will get it on the 3rd DRS straight. Ozda, if he wants this win, he has to make it on pure driver skill.
He is out of ERS though.
Rain! There's rain! It's very, very faint, but I'm seeing raindrops. It shouldn't be enough that will compromise anything. But Ozda is going to have to deal with a wetter track. He is closing with speed. He's within about half a second now of Neon. And this section of the track is where Neon has been the worst. Ozda needs to work by the Red Bull on sheer driver ability.
Oh, do not look on the outside. He has more stars. Ooh.
2 corners left. Where does Ozda go?
Oh, where is he
Oh,
going?
he's into his rear. Neon's wide. Here comes Ozda. Last lap. Last corner. He's by. Ozda's by. At the line. Ozda's going to win. On the left. No. Neon gets him at the end on time penalties. Ozda got a time penalty on the last lap in that last corner. Took the win, but Neon gets it back on time penalties. And Pelly will finish 6th while Shelby gets 10th. So Pelly will do a significant close in the Drivers' Championship, but not as much as he wanted to, because Shelby will still walk out here with a point. 6th place gives you, what is it, like
Snake,
10
Snake right
points?
behind him and 9-second penalty. Well, 6 second if you subtract the 3 of Snake. Chubby is technically out of the points on countback.
Oh. So yeah, it's not the greatest for Shelby, but he did make it to the end of this race, at least with hardware issues. But for Ozda and Neon, an incredible fight to the end of that race. I just realized that Neon's picture is a woman in a bikini with Nicolas Cage's face, and it's ridiculous. All right, coming into the party right now is Mr. Neon and Ozda. Neon, Ozda, go ahead and include your audio. Neon, a fantastic win going down to the last lap, last corner. Walk us through that day from your perspective, mate.
Well, I thought I'd made a mistake by qualifying on the mediums, but I got a decent start, managed to keep up pace with the front two with the softs. And then when that safety car came out, I had to box for softs, and I thought I was going to have to box again, but I managed to make them last. I think they were about 70-75% at the end. Really falling off, but not too bad.
Well, you did a great job, to say the least, bringing that thing home to the end with that victory, with Ozda right on your tailpipe. That last lap, from your perspective, what was that like?
Oh, about 3 laps out, I thought he was going to catch me. I knew he'd be within DRS. I think we had about the same ERS for the last lap because Harry was talking me through it, and I just saved up a little bit and then dumped it, and then the last sector dumped into the last but one corner, and then he went for the move on the last corner. I just slowed down, let him go because I knew I was in the 3 seconds for the penalties.
Yeah. No, fantastic job, mate. And your teammate in the Red Bull also comes home in 8th. I mean, I'm just gonna say it doesn't matter what anyone says. That was an incredible drive. I know it says that Torpedo is driver of the day, starting from last, going up to 4th, but making those tires last that long on a rainy track on just that last lap alone, and having the sense of mind to keep everything together, that's a special thing, mate.
Cheers.
Alright, we also want to go ahead and talk with our second place finisher, XRL Ozda. Ozda, go ahead and include your audio. Well, you were the first car to cross the line, but technically you finished where you started this race in second. Walk us through the race from your perspective, mate.
So basically, I did a stupid thing and pushed too hard to catch Neon and got a 6 second. Otherwise I probably would have won that race, but GG to him anyway. He went 20 laps on those softs, which was crazy. Basically, I was fighting for the lead throughout the early stages of the race, and then that McLaren Basic, I think that's how you say it, he broke really early, gave me light damage to the front wing, but it affected me so much that I had to pit. Dropped down to 14th, and the safety car came out. That graced me quite a bit, and then just tried to fight my way back up through the field, and yeah, had a very enjoyable race, and I know that I derived well, so yeah.
Alright, outstanding job, Ozza. I noticed you had a lot of problems on the starts and restarts early on at the start of the race. Was it just an issue with the tire or with the car setup? Because you seem to be losing positions pretty badly early on, and then you made most of them up later in the race.
I think it was just a case of maybe me not going at the right time, or people just having a better run on the run at me. So yeah, I don't know about that. I'm gonna try and fix it for the next round, but you know, Austria's been one of my favourite tracks and one of my strongest tracks here. So yeah, I'm glad to get a podium out of it, especially after Spa last week.
Alright, congratulations, mate, and you should keep your head high, both of you. Fantastic run to the end.
Thank you.
Alright, so that will be the end of your race today. Very interesting race for X2. In the Drivers' Championship, though, I do want to bring up Pelly comes home 6th, so that would be 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8 points, I believe he takes home. So he'll close in on Shelby Spark by 8 points. Yeah. So that will help him a bit. Not as much as he wanted, but it's definitely going to work out in his favor. So good job on Pelly for minimizing the negativity in the day today. But anyways, that will wrap up our broadcast here from the Red Bull Ring. In a week's time, you can catch X1 at 5 p.m. UK time on the main channel. At the same time, on the alternate channel, I will be covering X3, maybe with PZ French Fry Man again. And at 8 p.m. UK time next week, it will be X2 being covered. I won't be covering X2 next week, that's for sure. But I do want to say thank you very much, everyone, for jumping in and watching with us. Until next time, goodbye.